Rachael, and I'm going to interview my dad about his experiences as a pilot. So, how did you first get started in flying?
Well, I rented a little building out in the middle of nowhere and hired a couple people. And one of the guys that I had working for me kept asking me about what was all up across the street. And I told him about an airplane a guy had piled up. And he didn't believe me. One day we decided I'd go up there and show it to him. And one thing led to another. We dug it out of the corn crib and brought the wing into the shop and started rebuilding it. And one thing, like I say, led to another. From there, next thing you know, we were test flying it up and down the street at the shop, up and down the gravel road. Cars would come, they'd stop, they'd watch, they'd laugh. And myself and the guy that worked for me, my dad, we started flying this old biplane. There's only 6 of them in existence. Kind of a neat airplane, and that's kind of how it all happened. Just dug it out of the corn crib.
And what's the most exhilarating, appealing aspect of flying? Like, what makes you love flying so much?
The freedom to be able to do that. I'm a real adrenaline junkie, and I just many times 150, 180 miles an hour on a motorcycle, all that kind of stuff, and then found flying, and you can do things in the air that you can't do anywhere else. It's until you've done the type of flying that I've done, it's hard to explain. Most people only get a chance to fly in 150s or commercial airplanes. This is a total different experience.
So, what's the absolute most crazy thing you've ever done in a plane?
Oh.
Just one.
We were down in Redwood Falls, or Sleepy Eye, and Grant Rappy talked me into doing a little dogfighting with him. And me and him, we both flew the same, true barnstorming. We got in, he says, just come on, I dare you. So he took me in under the tree canopy, and we're down under the tree canopy. And we're flying along, and I'm in his wing wash, and I'm thinking, I'm stuck in here, and I kept trying to slip out. My wings were a lot wider. I kept trying to slip my plane out of this river that we're stuck in, the tree canopy. You could see the opening. I couldn't get it up on knife edge to get it out because I thought I was trapped. I'm on the mic. I'm mad at him. I'm like, Grant, what do you do to me? I'm trapped, I'm trapped, I'm just dogging him. And we're come up on this wall, and it's like, I can't get out. He's stuck in there. I'm stuck with him. All of a sudden, he's up on knife edge. I see him just pull the stick in his lap. I'm right behind him, getting in dirty air. I know I am. I get as tight as I can in there. I pull up. I get on knife edge. I put this in my lap. We're one behind the other like this. Come around the corner, and here's this kid and his dad on a sandbar. On a sandbar in the river. Can you imagine 2 airplanes dogfighting coming up on knife edge like this? So we come through this kid and his dad. They're freaking out. We tip up like this. Now, I'm trying to clear out and go out again. Won't let me out. So I follow him around the bend in here. We get around this cliff and back down. We're still in the tree canopy, stuck. I'm mad at this guy. You got me in here. You can get out. You got shorter wings. You can get out. I can't. We keep dogfighting through the trees, prop wash, and I can't explain how bad it is when you're dirty air and you're that tight behind somebody. Finally, there's an opening. I peel out, and he's laughing at me. He says, "You chickened out." But that's probably one of the funnest
adventures
I've done.
So you mentioned barnstorming. What exactly is barnstorming?
Well, barnstorming is an old-fashioned style of flying where you go visit people with your airplane. I see kids out in their yard waving at me. I go land.
Yeah.
I go land in their driveway, literally, or land it if their yard was big enough. Plant it in their yard, let them come up, touch the plane. All kinds of that on the deck type flying, old-fashioned flying like they did in the movies. Barnstorming, true barnstorming, between the trees, on the deck, through all the obstacles. It was just a blast. I could go on and on for hours and hours about the type of flying we've had the opportunity
and
to do.
then, with as much time you spent in the air, I'm assuming you've crashed at least once or twice. What was maybe one of your most interesting or worst crashes, or
Well, I've had a lot of, I've had a wheel fall off on me on takeoff, test flying a plane. I've had catastrophic failure
Oh, no.
over doing some hard acrobatics over Lake Marion for the people at the campground. Then I had a motor out and had to land in the campground. Then one day coming back from a fly-in, I decided it was a long fly-in. We'd been flying the other day, and I've been doing a lot of acrobatics. And I was sore. My harnesses were sore, so I pulled my harnesses off and just putting back, thinking nothing of it,
Yeah.
and then had a motor out and piled it up, cut my nose, blood everywhere. One of the worst I've had. Otherwise, the rest have all been fairly uneventful.
Controlled crashes,
Controlled,
kind of.
let's
Yeah.
put it that way. Controlled crashes, yes.
And then you also mentioned a fly-in. Like, what's a fly-in?
Well, fly-ins were, we all get together as pilots and we all come as a whole. And the pilot in command always gets free pancakes and sausage. So there would be nothing to see, 100 airplanes. Kind of a neat thing there at all the fly-ins. My plane always got parked up front because it was one of the uniquest, being an old biplane like that. Not too many people got to see it. A lot of people could relate to it. So we always got parked up front. So it was kind of fun. But it was a good place for all of us. Did some winter fly-ins, some summer fly-ins, and all that.
And then, I know that pilots called you Waldo. Who is Waldo, and why do they call you Waldo?
Waldo is a really famous pilot, flew a Jenny biplane, and I got nicknamed after him because of my flying style. They always said that I go up in winds where nobody else would. They've got footage of me with what's called dead sticking with the motor off, flying the plane backwards in a heavy wind, physically flying the plane backwards in a heavy wind.
How did you do that anyways? Like, how do you go about flying an airplane backwards?
The winds were at 54 miles an hour. I'd have to look back in my logbook, but I believe they were 54 miles an hour. So when I shut the power off, I had enough wind moving over my wing surface to create the Bernoulli to keep me in the air. And so, physically facing one direction, moving backwards.
Oh my God!
It's a phenomenal a feat to do. Not too many pilots have ever done anything like that either. But I would do stuff like that constantly. I'd tip my airplane upside down, and I just let it fall in a flat spin upside down till I got to the ground. I'd roll it backside up, and everybody just be freaking out because they thought this guy's dying. And, this is old Waldo style flying, true barnstorming, entertaining not only the people on the ground but other pilots, because other pilots didn't think you could physically do these things in airplanes that I was doing in this airplane. Very unique airplane because I've flown many airplanes, and there's only one that flies that way. I've been in acrobatic airplanes that won't do what that old crate would do.
That's funny. And then, do you have any plans for flying in the future then?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Actually, I was thinking maybe starting up another small business and building this particular airplane again, because like I said, there's only about 6 of them that we know of in existence, and they're out of a couple dozen different airplanes that I've flown. They're the most unique, the funnest flying airplane I've ever flown by far. I've had it on floats, I've had it on skis, and it performed well in all circumstances, and unbelievable acrobatics, dogfighting with people where they would just give up because I'd get into the trees and that's it. They say, nope, that's it, I'm ripping my wings off, I gotta give up, I can't stay with you, I'm done. And it's a very unique airplane. Maybe do that again someday, and maybe do something with you, Rachel, and Caleb, because I want to get you guys involved in this. It's too much fun. It's just a waste not to be doing it. It's a freedom that you won't, until you do it, you just don't know. So thank you a lot for letting me interview you. I know you have like a
ton. You could talk
You're
forever
welcome.
about this. But
Yes, I could go
gave
on
us
and
a-
on and on for days and days. I got stories that people won't even believe because it sounds like it's out of a storybook. And
We have a little glimpse, so.
yeah, that's
Thanks.
good. You're welcome.